Welcome back. Last week, after 14 days at sea sailing across the Indian Ocean, you saw us arrive in the stunning waters of the Maldive Islands, where we set anchor beside the northern island of Mulligan, sitting atop our very own aquarium. After a trouble-free check-in, we visited a local fruit farm and purchased our body weight in watermelons, then went looking for some protein to grace our table. Assad, our agent, said, why don't you go over there to the corner and look for lobster? And what Assad says, we do.
Are we being kind of overly optimistic, I think, possibly?
I think possibly,
yeah, like
but maybe we're going just to look at them and not catch them. Nice flippers, Dex. Nice flippers.
Thank you. I saw a big shark. It was cruising along the bottom of the sand. It was very well camouflaged with the sand. But it would have been, 3 metres. It was a biggie.
Really?
Yeah, it was a monster. But I couldn't quite tell if it was I thought I saw a hammer, but it was just sort of disappearing as a... Yeah.
And yet you're still alive?
Yeah, to tell a story. I think it was probably a reef, nurse reef, or whatever they call it. Grey reef, that's the one.
Grey reef.
Or I might have seen a hammer. I'm not sure.
What is almost definite that you didn't see was a crayfish. Because there don't appear to be any crayfish or lobster here. I think we're going to abandon our search and go into town.
So did you boat afford with this engine today? Because there's rope around it, like in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Ivan saves the day. Literally.
That's not good.
Not good. What does that mean?
Well, it means when I changed the oil, I thought, oh, it's a little bit milky. I thought it might be just bubbles, so I'll check it again.
Rogue rope around the propeller may have compromised the prop seals, but you may be interested to learn our sail drive boots withstood the ocean passage in perfect condition.
This water is stunning. But this is not the only atoll. There are 26 atolls in the Maldives group. We're in the northernmost one. There are 1,192 islands to be checked out. 500 miles approximately north to south as the crow flies. But we're going to be sailing a lot further than that because we're going to pinball our way down through the group, discovering what the Maldives has to offer.
It's a bit daunting when you look at those islands to say which ones do you go to, which ones do you miss. Well, we know we're not going to be welcome at the islands with resorts. That's just over 100 of those. And there's also several hundred islands that don't have anchorages. We're just going to start heading south. We're going to visit a place called Tafushi. It's no island at all, it's just a reef. But next to it is an island where we can get our diving bottles filled, because this is one kind of place that we're going to spend a lot of time underwater. Oh, and by the way, our camera here keeps going out of focus, so I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using GoPro and a phone from now on until we can get a new one of these, which won't be until we get to South Africa. The audio on this and the GoPro aren't as good, so please bear with us. Thank you.
Good day, fair pillions. We are actually pillions. By pillions I mean like pillion passengers, but only in a vicarious sense of the word, you know what I mean? So good day, fair pillions. We are cruising along. This is our first foray into the deeper reaches of the Maldives. We've been sailing for about an hour and a half, cruising along at about 2, 3, 4 knots. Full main, full dinar, and 8 to 10 knots. There's a lovely little resort, our first major resort. Didn't realise it was in this group of islands actually, but there you go. It looks like a significant resort. There's two major arms, one out the north, one out the south end. You know, you pay a fortune to stay in one of those places. What the heck? What's that all about? We got accused of being idiots for, well, he didn't say idiot, but he certainly inferred that. One of our followers said, why are you going to the Maldives, the most expensive country in the world? You guys are on a budget. Why? I said, well, yeah, it's not so expensive if you've got your house with you. Yeah, if you go to those resorts, you're paying through the nose, but you know, we've just bought some food provisions at Mulligan. That was, you know, look, it was a bit more expensive than you would normally pay, but look, it didn't break the bank, and we don't intend to spend any more money than just on food, so well, that's our intention. Yeah, so we ain't going to be staying in one of those things. So we are travelling the world, people, and sometimes we pass through countries where certain activities are expensive, but we don't intend to take on those activities. I'm just backing out again. It drops off pretty quick. Well, there's a gentle slope. I'm going to drop it at about 5 metres so we don't have to let out too much strain. Try that, Ive. Yeah, go.
Alright, well, I'm going to get in for a swim.
The Maldive Islands are famed for their vibrant white sands and peacock blue seas, but look below the surface, and while there is an abundance of fish life, the once colourful coral reefs that protect the islands and nourish the beaches have been subject to a mass bleaching event caused by the El Nino weather pattern in 2016. Stress from development activities also play a part on the health of the reef. As we went for another futile lobster foray, we marvelled at the wonderful sea life and grieved for the reef ecosystems, providing food and shelter which are crucial for the long-term well-being of the people of the Maldives. What have you got?
Tortoise. I know, she's just swimming along. It wasn't really...
It was a tiny little fish.
I don't know if I should let it go, because it kind of swims, but then it just sinks to the bottom and then just kind of flaps around on the bottom.
Oh, does it? Oh! And there it went. You gonna go get it again?
Do you want me to?
Well, we can give it to Mocha. If it's gonna die anyway, put it out of its misery and give it to Mocha.
It's kind of too deep now.
Oh.
I hope you have enough petrol, Rachel.
Well, I think we're good for that one. So, we have just dinghied a couple of kilometres from the boat in Rafushi Reef to Naivadu. Two of our dive tanks need filling, and there's a dive shop here that someone is going to open for us. And it's a beautiful little village. I love that all the ones we've been to so far, little towns, straight down I think, boys, have sand covered streets. Just so tidy and ordered, these little Maldivian islands. There it is. Dive shop.
Oh, I've been sold.
He's going to open up for us at 12. Declan and Ivan took a well-deserved rest in the community rope chairs that are found everywhere throughout the islands, while we waited for Manch, the dive shop owner, to arrive. Then, as our tanks filled, Manch took us for a tour of what has to be one of the most beautiful inhabited islands in the Maldives. So we're just having a little look around the island. Manch, who runs the dive shop and has grown up here his whole life, is taking us for a little walk around. Oh my goodness, it is so beautiful.
So this is what they catch marlin with. Just nylon thread, you know, and then they've got a little fish head at the front.
But it's a disposable one, so
yeah,
it can only be used once.
Right.
Then again you have to use a new one.
Sure. Okay.
Because this one cannot be, you know, untangled from it.
Sure, it gets completely.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, there's no hook.
No hook.
Yeah.
So it goes to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just moves around.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And then you just throw the
it
float.
away, yeah.
Throw the float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it get tired.
Yeah. Sometimes it will go down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pop up.
Yeah.
Pop up again.
And then
We just wait for it.
tired.
We have been very patient.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Sometimes spends
Sure,
starting
yeah,
it
same.
with the nest.
yeah, this also we'll just throw it out.
Yeah.
It'll be just floating.
Wow. What a it's a great idea.
What do you think of the chairs?
It's more comfortable than it looks. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, down there.
These are everywhere. They're such a
Oh,
good
sticks.
idea.
These other ones are made of steel frames.
But those would get hot. Those are great.
Right.
Oh, come on, we're going to the guest house. There was a time when tourists were not encouraged to visit the small towns on inhabited islands. Now Airbnbs, small hotels and guest houses are springing up everywhere. These accommodations are not only more reasonably priced, but also put tourist dollars in the pocket of locals and give visitors a more authentic glimpse of the Maldives and its culture. Manch took us to see a guest house he is involved in opening. So Manch, as well as setting up the dive centre or dive shop, has also got a little guest house here on the island that they've just recently started advertising on Agoda and Airbnb, place like that. So if you think you'd like to come to a beautiful little island like this, it's the only guest house I think on this island, so get in quick.
So going that way.
Would you like to explain what's happening, Robert?
I'm looking for a connector where I can connect onto the pipe to repair our leaky pipe. All their plumbing is slightly heavier gauge than ours. Except this looks like it would, but there's no female attachments. So other than that, if we can find some particular tape, some good stretchy tape.
So what you're saying is your thing didn't work.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
He's just saying it hasn't worked yet.
Yeah.
What's under there? Come out, Ivan. What are you doing?
The nose.
Oh, there's a little... There you go, that's a clue.
Bit of a clue, alright. Bit of a giveaway. Hey.
She's all ready for Halloween.
Am I happy or not happy? Happy?
Wow, excellent.
Wow.
Nobody's ever done that.
Did you just come up with that?
Creative.
I don't think anyone's ever done that
anyone's
before.
ever seen that before.
Let's go for a walk, Mark. That's what happens when you put clothing or a life jacket or anything. It's like, no, I'm just going to lie here until you take this off. Come on, I'll drag you round. Yeah, she hates it. Woo!